What?
Nothing, I'm just laughing at us. I love that we're already been recording for 5 minutes.
Hi, welcome
Hi.
to episode 21 or 22. We don't know yet.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Taryn.
We did have a special guest here, sitting right here, but
My cat, Norman.
we took too long. If anyone is listening, Taryn's cat. Everyone's listening and not watching. Taryn's cat was sitting behind us, and it was very cute. But, of course, as soon as we started.
Maybe I'll try to grab him. Also, welcome to Yapville.
Oh.
I forgot to say Yapville. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Okay, so episode 21 or 22 of Yapville. We don't know yet.
Yeah, we're unsure.
And thanks for listening. Why did I forget how to start this?
I know. How do I podcast?
For those of you watching on YouTube, we're trying new angles. So we're trying to hide our bodies as much as we can.
Yeah, we're just going to be floating heads. We're actually going to edit our entire bodies out, and it's just going to be our faces.
Oh, that would be so funny.
What'd you do this week, or watch, or anything fun, exciting?
So this week, actually, I wanted to talk about this. So I watched the Ruby Frankie.
Me too. The Hulu?
Yeah.
I did too. I'm so glad we could talk about this.
Yes. Well, okay, one thing I want to say is I kind of hate that us as humans, we like just fiend off other people's fucking horror stories, basically.
Yeah.
Like trauma and shit.
I'm like, give me more.
I feel like that was a big one because they were like huge YouTube people, but also Hulu, fuck off with you doing these 3-part documentaries. I mean, they are entertaining and I'm watching them, but it kind of makes me sad at the same time.
Also,
I hope all the money's going to the children.
Also,
and
fuck the dad.
Fuck
Thank
the dad.
You, that pussy bitch.
I hate him.
He is the most pussy man I've ever met.
Yeah.
Ever
Also,
seen,
spoiler
ever.
alerts for the Ruby Frankie mini docuseries. Yeah, when he was like, I still love her.
Oh, definitely.
People didn't know her like the other 23 years we were married and didn't see. She seemed like a piece of shit the whole time. But
She's
also
abusing your children.
Yeah. They were putting. So if you don't know who Ruby Frankie is, Ruby Frankie was a huge YouTube
Family vlogger.
Red
flag number 1.
And she was found, I think, in 2023. Basically, like, for some reason, their YouTube channel got canceled. She basically joined, like, this cult that hated men, which...
Go queen!
Can't blame her. No, I'm just kidding. And she met this lady, this psychologist named...
quote-unquote psychologist. Jody...
Hildebrandt. And they, like... made the... It reminds me of, like, Nixum, almost. They made this, like, cult together.
Real weird, real quick. Because she, like, stopped doing, like, the family vlogging so much and then switched it to, like, Moms of Truth.
Yeah.
Where they would both sit on the couch. Like, we are. Talking about how they hate men. Oh, my God. No, talking about how she, like... No child should have privacy. And, like, just crazy takes as, like, a mother. And
so they had 6 kids. The oldest boy, to punish him, they like put all his bedroom stuff outside and made him live outdoors or something crazy.
He slept on a beanbag for 6 months. They didn't let him use his bedroom.
So, yeah, you should definitely watch it.
You would think that's like, oh, she sounds like a fucked up mom, but it gets like
real bad.
Way worse.
So she had custody or something of her 2 youngest kids, and they lived at Jody Hildebrandt's house. I don't know if Ruby also lived there. The father basically had not had contact with anyone in the family for a year at this point. And the 2 youngest kids, it was a girl and a boy. The boy escaped the house, went to a neighbor's house, ringing the door, saying, like, he needed the police or something because him and his sister were really sick.
They were like malnourished, skin and bones.
They lived in the fucking desert in Utah. They would make the kids run up and down this road in like summertime desert heat with no water. The cop was talking about on the documentary, the boy who escaped, his ankles were duct taped. Okay, Ruby thought that her kids were possessed by demons.
Because Jody was also saying she was possessed by a demon. And this bitch, you have to watch a documentary. She's literally pretending to be possessed by a demon. She's like, I own her. Like, this bitch is insane.
And they're Mormons, so like Mormonism, they think they have to be like very perfect to get into heaven.
And Mormonism in itself is like a fucking cult, so it's already creepy.
Religion is a cult.
Yes.
So, anyways, to get to the point, the little boy, because he had wounds on his ankles from the duct tape, I think that's what the wounds are for, they would mix cayenne pepper and honey and put it on his wounds.
Yeah, and
cayenne pepper.
I don't think you realize how intense the wounds were, because you can kind of see it in the documentary that's blurred out, but you can see the duct tape around his legs, and the rope burn was so severe you could see his tendons.
Ugh, that poor fucking kid. Like, he's gonna be all of them, but him and the daughter are gonna be super traumatized.
At least because she exiled her 2 kids, the 2 oldest. She like exiled them, made the son move out. The daughter went to college, so like she like exiled them. So at least they kind of had like, I mean, the mom was still fucking crazy, and they were like working since the day they were born, because they were like child vloggers. But at least they kind of had some normal, like, not like those kids. Those kids are fucked. They were like so malnourished. You see like the footage of the cops finding the little girl in like the closet, and she's like not unresponsive, just not saying anything because she's too fucking scared to like speak. It's so sad.
And then at the end, what Amanda and I were saying about fuck the dad, at the end he's just like, I'll always love her.
You don't know her like I do.
Yeah.
She's always been a monster.
And your kids would have been dead because she is in a cult and
She
thinks her kids are demons.
Religious psychosis is scary.
Yeah.
What the daughter said perfectly, she was like, I think Ruby always had it in her, but it just took like a person to like kind of like convince her, because this doesn't just happen to normal people. So she always kind of had it in her to be, because you also see unedited footage.
Oh yeah.
And she's crazy. She's like, I'm recording.
Yeah.
You're not entitled to talk.
Oh, it's awful. Which that is like, I know I'm like saying like, it sucks that we're like so entertained by people's, I don't know, by like destruction. People are just like, I don't even know the words I'm looking for. Do I ever know the fucking words I'm looking for? Anyways, these like documentaries that are coming out recently, like we have so much footage.
Yeah, we were talking about this before.
Yeah.
Because
the Gabby Petito one I didn't watch, but I want to.
I didn't watch it either because
I don't know if I want to.
I feel like I already know so much about it that I feel like I wouldn't need to. But the Ruby Frankie one was crazy, and fuck the dad. And I hope the kids aren't with the dad. I hope they're with like someone else that cares about them. Because
I don't know if they would have let the dad take the kids.
I also don't think the dad really did know what was going on. Like, I really do feel like he was kind of brainwashed too. And then like I do feel like he realizes now that he's not brainwashed. Like, he realizes the extent of what happened, but for him to still be like, yeah, I love her.
Yeah. That I saw that.
I'd still take her back. Guys. Take her back. She's gonna kill your fucking kids.
Yeah.
He's literally like the definition of like a simp.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
But I also watched another documentary.
What's that?
Called Brandy Melville.
Oh my god.
Do you know the store Brandy Melville?
Yeah, I had a shirt from there when I lived in California. The one size store.
Yes.
It was like a really stretchy crop top, so that's how it fit.
Guys, I mean, it could have been a YouTube video. It definitely didn't need to be an hour and a half. But like, I was like, this is just going on and on and on. It's so fucking insane.
So Brandy Melville is a store. I don't know if it exists anymore.
It does.
And the store carries one size, and it's like tiny. Extra small, like skinny.
Like infant shirts. People compare infant shirts to the Brandy Melville shirts, and they're like the same size. So I'm not going to talk about the whole thing because it has layers, but two weird things. One, the Instagram account. So a lot of these young girls who are like 16, 15, they'll do anything to like be on their Instagram. Because if you look on their Instagram, that's their whole, they never advertise. They're not in like magazines or anything. Their social media is like how they do it. And it's like so aesthetic and like Tumblr era. And they'll do anything to be on their Instagram. So they'll like go take pictures and try to get on the Brandy Melville Instagram. Come to find out, if you look on their Instagram, it's just like all these skinny, blonde, white girls. Come to find out, it's run by like a 40-year-old man.
Oh, wow. I'm so surprised.
And they hire 16-year-old like underage girls to work there to be like pretty. Like they'll literally approach people in the store, take pictures of them, like, oh, we want to take a picture of your outfit. Send it to the two old guys that run it and like hire her immediately.
I feel like I've heard. How old is this documentary?
I don't know. It's fucking weird. And they had like some black girls working, but they were like in the stock room. Only the white girls were able to be seen in the front of the store. Of course. So all this stuff comes out that they're racist and their text messages get leaked and there's a lot of anti-Semitism and it's insane and disgusting. But they even got to the point where the owner of the business, of the whole business, would sit in like a area of the store that was like above everybody, but you couldn't tell if like his office was in there. And they installed this like little button that would light up red, and if it lit up red, that means that the guy wanted the woman who was like cashing the person out to take a picture of them and hire them.
I'm surprised they didn't have fucking cameras like on the floor to look up girl skirts and in the dressing rooms.
Probably do.
Probably.
Every single person who works there has to take a picture when they first come in of their outfit, like full body, and then they would just send it to the guy. He has like thousands of underage. How many
stores do they have?
A lot.
So how does he? Is it only one store specifically?
No, every store.
Oh my god.
He has thousands of underage girl pictures on his phone.
Is he in jail now?
No.
Why?
I don't know. But it even, one of the girls was like, yeah, one time they asked me for like pictures of like my feet, like in sandals. Like it.
Shocking.
But then it goes to like a fast fashion segment, and that is what's really sad. Like I wanted to like cry.
Oh yeah.
Because all of our clothes go to Ghana. Not just America, Europe and UK. Mm-hmm. And they get 65 million articles of clothing a day.
Yeah. How do you, like, this is why you shouldn't be shopping on Shein and Temu and all those fucking...
A day.
Fast fashion is horrible. So everybody should, like, take 15 minutes to look into what fast fashion is.
Look at Ghana. Google Ghana beach. Because their beach is just covered in clothes to the point where one of the, like, the organization people that's, like, trying to, like, clean it up... They dug 8 feet into the ground by the beach, and they're still digging up clothes.
Yeah, it's really bad.
They tested the water in Ghana, and it's 96% microfiber.
So that's why when Yapville does merch one day, we're going to get repurposed. We're going to go to the thrift store and get shirts and go to a local printer.
But I will say,
graphic printer and get them done.
They also say if something says made in Italy, that does not mean that it wasn't from a sweatshop. Like the girl, one of the women was like, there's sweatshops in Los Angeles. Just because it says something else doesn't mean if you're buying a shirt for $6, someone's not getting paid.
Yeah.
Someone's not getting paid during that because there's no reason. But also, this brings up another discussion of like, this is why fat people are fat, because the healthier food is more expensive. So, you know, the poor people eat the bad food, making them gain weight. Just like fast fashion, it's $6 and you're poor. Like, I understand thrifting, but when you're fat, like me, thrifting's not fun.
No, I can't thrift
It's fucking grandma clothes or shirts that say like beer tits God. Like, we don't have cute, trendy clothes. We have cable knit sweaters that make us look frumpy. I'm sure if a really skinny girl wore that, though, it'd be adorable, but we look like we're homeless. So something needs to happen.
So that's like going back to like, that's what like a food desert is. Like in these areas with low income, maybe they don't have a car available, so they can't get to a grocery store, and all you have is like a corner store. And sometimes corner stores have like good produce, but it's just like shit food, and I hate and nobody in government is doing anything to fucking change it.
The clothing industry is a $3 trillion industry.
Yeah,
You're telling me that someone couldn't do something. There are like different places. There's a factory in Italy that recycles all the old clothes and like cuts it up and then makes thread from it. But like that's like one factory. Like
Yeah, there's definitely people out there trying to make a difference. It's just...
But one of the guys, they actually interviewed like a guy from Ghana, and he was like, just because it's not happening in your backyard doesn't mean it's not happening.
Yeah, and this is why capitalism is going to literally destroy the planet.
It is.
It's
actively.
greed and capitalism.
So another thing is that Ghana can't refuse to close because they're in a deal with all these people. So they could just cut them off if they do, or tax the fuck out of them if they do. And they show like their streets, like their street markets are just piles of clothes. Piles. It's like my jaw, like my mouth was open the whole time. I was like, what the fuck?
Isn't it crazy when you finally realize? This is why I'm like, well, I'm poor. I feel like being poor helped me realize all this shit, but this is why I'm a self-proclaimed communist.
Also, one more thing about, it's kind of sad. Well, this whole thing is sad, but the women in Ghana, they carry things on their head. Mm-hmm. And they carry, she said up to 500 kg, which I could imagine, I'm stupid, but I can imagine is very fucking heavy.
Are you sure it's 500 and not 5 kilograms?
At least, she said,
put it on your...
She said 120 kilograms to 500.
120
264.
That's insane. How?
They carry them on their
head.
Does
that crush her?
So what's happening to these women that are forced to do this, carrying them on their head, she showed like an x-ray, their neck is like getting compressed into their fucking spinal cord.
Oh. And
like it's all shattered, and yeah, they're all fucked up. I feel so bad because of you.
Because of us.
So,
everything. That's what, like, working in a warehouse, like, re-fucking structured my brain. Yeah. And then people just work there, and they're happy, and they're doing their job, and I'm like, do you not, like, understand, like, the impact of, this is one fucking warehouse in all of America.
Just, yeah, one.
Like, that's why I told you before, like, the $5 section of Target is literally pointless.
Yeah, it's just destroying the world. And it is the world because...
We are destroying the world. Humans are fucking destroying the planet, and we should go extinct.
Yeah, let's just start over. Us included. Send the nuke.
Yeah.
He also said that, like, obviously it's in the ocean, which, like, the fish are eating, which then everyone's eating. So, like, what is it doing to us? They're eating microfibers.
Yeah, that's why we have microplastics in our blood and our brain, and we all have, like, enough microplastic for like one credit card in our bodies.
Oh my god, make an Amanda credit card.
Yeah. Okay, we need to stop being so... This is Yapville.
I know, sorry, I got really deep, but...
No, it's okay.
It's really good and interesting, and they also talk about like body issues, and as a fatty, I was like, it's nice to hear this from really pretty skinny girls.
Why are we not being silly, funny girls right now? What is going on with us?
I'm always silly and funny.
Are you ready to get into these stories?
Yeah.
Who's going first this week?
I don't remember.
I can go first.
Okay.
Okay, this first one is coming from Am I the Asshole? The title is AITA for refusing to let my girlfriend bring her dead dog's ashes on vacation. My girlfriend, 29 female, and I, 28 male, have been together for 4 months. She had a dog that died a few months before we met. I only ever spent the night at her place. I live with my sister and her 2 kids, so it could be a little chaotic at my place. Girlfriend has a small 2 to 3 inches tall urn on her bedside table with the dog's ashes. Before she turns off her lamp and goes to sleep, she always gives it a tap on the top and says goodnight, as though she was talking to the dog. I think it is weird, but I never said anything. We were supposed to go away this weekend. On Friday, I was watching her pack and noticed she took the urn and put it on top of her backpack. I asked what she was doing. She said she didn't want to leave the dog behind. I told her she is not allowed to bring an urn as it makes me very uncomfortable. I didn't want to see it every time we returned to our hotel. I didn't want her talking to the dead dog after we've had sex, i.e. before we go to sleep. It's weird, and frankly, she had been mourning this dog for too long. She didn't argue and simply started to unpack her bag. She told me to have fun on the weekend getaway as she would not be coming. I asked if she was seriously choosing a dog's ashes over me. She said she was choosing herself over me, as I could have spoken to her with kindness and empathy, but I didn't. She also said that I didn't get to dictate how she's allowed to grieve. She then asked me to leave. She hasn't replied to my text. I think she's overreacting. My sister said she could see both of our sides. Am I the asshole for thinking my girlfriend is weird for being so attached to a dead dog's ashes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are a fucking asshole. Are you kidding?
Yeah, I think I commented on this one. There's 2 edits and then there's an update, so I'll read the edits. Edit 1, the hotel was non-refundable and only a 3-hour drive, so I went on the trip without her. Edit 2, she started seeing a psychologist around the same time we started dating. She hasn't told me any specifics, but she said the trauma of suddenly losing her dog brought to the surface so much other trauma from her past. This is why I think she's mourning the dog for too long. She is still attached to the dog, even after seeing a professional on a regular basis for several months. I think I commented on this one. I was like, I definitely did.
I hope you said you're a piece of shit. That's heartless.
I definitely said something along those lines. The top comment is, quoting the story, she didn't argue. She simply started to unpack her bag. She told me to have fun on the weekend getaway as she would not be coming. I asked if she was seriously choosing a dog's ashes over me. She said she was choosing herself over me, as I could have spoken to her with kindness and empathy, but didn't. She also said that I didn't get to dictate how long she's allowed to grieve. Then she asked me to leave. The comment says, your girlfriend, well, ex-girlfriend most likely, sounds amazing. I wish she was my friend because she sounds like an awesome person to know. Sounds like you lost a privilege by being an asshole. You're the asshole. Everything she said was 1,000% correct. I don't even have anything to add because she spoke for herself so clearly. The fact that you still don't get it shows you have a fundamental problem about actually hearing her. Read and reread what she said until you get it. And then there's an edit to that comment. You do realize your second edit makes it worse, right? She's working with a psychologist. She's going at a pace that's healthy and comfortable for her. And she has a professional to help her. You don't get to decide what's too long for anyone else's trauma or grief. How dare you think otherwise? If you can't keep yourself from butting into her personal affairs like this, then you aren't ready for a real relationship. Which I totally agree with. I think he's a fucking asshole. I sleep with Louis' urn, my cat who passed away, next to me every night. I have a whole memorial in my living room for him where his urn used to be, but I was like, no, I want you to be next to me at night. I want you to be alone down in the living room.
He's a fucking she's been grieving him for too long.
It's been like, I mean, I don't know how long it's been. He said it happened before they started dating and they've been dating for 4 months. But if you can't understand like the bond between somebody and their dog or cat,
break up, leave him. This is actually a leave him moment. Like, leave him. This
especially
is sociopath behavior.
Yeah.
Heartless.
And if it's a tiny, what did it say, 2 or 3 inch urn? 2 to 3 inches tall, that's tiny.
Let her fucking pet her dog goodnight.
Yeah, and I feel fucking sorry for him if he's never had a bond with an animal. Like, that sucks. That's really sad.
That's not a life I want.
No.
You're the asshole. Leave him. You're a psycho. Go get help.
And, like, losing a pet can definitely bring up past trauma. I feel like it did a little bit for me. Between buying a house and losing Louis so close to each other, it, like, made me realize so much shit. And it's just the fucking worst. Like, your pet, come home.
It's a child.
Yeah, you come home. Well, it's more than a child to me. I know literally barely anybody will agree with that, but you come home every day to your pet. You're always happy to see them. They're always happy to see you. You can't communicate with them like verbally, so you'll never get in fights with them. It's like they become a part of your everyday routine.
And
they're like a constant.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've had so much, like, I don't really talk to my family. And my, like, Louis was my constant for 12 fucking years. Like, I had never had that. So the update, and I'm sure this will make a lot of you happy. I get it. I'm an asshole. I texted my girlfriend to say how sorry I am for how I spoke to her and dismissing her feelings. It was wrong. I also would like to apologize in person and offered to bring over her favorite takeout. She said, all good, don't worry about an in-person apology. I gathered the things you've left at my house. Let me know when you would like to come pick them up. I'm hoping she will still hear me out when I go to her place. Edit 3. To those of you DMing me who think I'm not the asshole, but won't post a public comment due to the risk of being downvoted, please stop. That is cowardly. To those saying my girlfriend is a lunatic, a sociopath, unhinged, a trauma dumper, has endless emotional baggage, and in need of a mental institution, etc., please stop that too. While myself and others may not understand what she's going through, that doesn't automatically make her mentally unstable. She has a good heart and a good head on her shoulders. Name calling is unnecessary and borderline crueler than I was. Final update. I shared this post with her. Do you think he made that last part up?
People DMing him?
Because he wanted her to see it and be like, look, I'm standing up for you.
Yeah.
Final update. I shared this post with her thinking it might help her to see that I was wrong and I am owning it, which is just proof for what I just said.
Right.
And maybe it would open a door to a discussion. That blew up in my face. I probably should have just deleted some of the questionable comments I made in this thread. She texted to say, your things are now in the garbage. She texted to say, your things are now in a garbage bag on the porch. Pick them up sooner than later so they aren't stolen. Goodbye. Please respect my wishes and don't text me anymore. I love that for her.
Good job, queen.
She saw a red flag and ran.
As you should. This is a big red flag. If you don't like animals...
Yeah.
I was going to say something crazy. But I'll keep it to myself. But you could imagine.
Yeah, I think we all knew what she was going to say.
How calm she was during it, too. Like, she didn't fight with him at all. She was just like, all right, bye.
That's really funny because the comment I'm reading right now, damn, you can tell she's been in therapy. She didn't argue, didn't fight, didn't even engage. Plus, she correctly reflected his bullshit, phrasing it as a choosing the dog's ashes right back at him with, no, I'm choosing myself. Then she just asked him to leave and probably took a bath with no fucks given.
Good for you, queen. I'm proud of you. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, like my cat Louis passed away. I can't even say died. I can't bring myself to say it. But he passed away 2 years ago. And if you listen to the last episode I don't know at what point the episode was because I don't know what episode this is, but I was crying at 1 a.m. over him. I hadn't done that in a couple months, but animals have such a big impact on you. I'll never get over him. I'll miss him for my whole life until we're together in another life. Hee hee. All right. Really glad that OP, his ex-girlfriend, dumped his ass because he's a fucking idiot.
Period.
All right, on to the next one.
This one is coming from Best of Redditor Updates, which I think all my stories are coming from today. It's titled, I, 44 female, hired an investigator and have discovered my husband's male 47 affair and sex addiction. What on earth do I do? It was originally posted on relationship advice. The Twiggle warnings are infidelity and victim blaming. Why'd you giggle at that?
Because we said Twigga.
Twiggle warnings. The original post was from December 2024.
Christmas Eve.
Oh, wow. My husband, male 47, and I, female 44, have been married for just over a decade, and it has been, for the most part, a loving marriage centered around 2 beautiful children. Of course, I had grievances. He travels a lot for work and is constantly glued to his phone. And sometimes he would abruptly pop out for errands that he has always been incredibly vague about. Initially, these didn't concern me too much. He has a very demanding job that has allowed us to have a lifestyle I never thought possible. It meant that I could leave work to be with children, taking us on wonderful holidays, send the children to a great school. I've always felt that complaining to him about his work, phone, computer, and random emergencies would be selfish, considering he does everything for us. However, 2 weeks ago, I started getting really suspicious after I found a condom in the inside pocket of his blazer. There was no reason for him to have it there, as we are the only ones that have sex, and frankly, it isn't something we do often, as we used to. This prompted me to do something I never thought I would do, but I found an opportunity to get into his phone without him looking. I'm not sure what I was looking for. I first looked at his photos, but couldn't find anything. Then I thought I would check his messaging apps. Both were password locked, which I found very odd. Only iMessage could be accessed, but there was barely anything there. At this point, I had a sinking feeling something is up. Last year, a friend was in a similar situation and used a digital investigator to learn more about her absent and secretive fiancé. The investigator found out that this man had been living a complete double life with a long-term girlfriend in Edinburgh. And unbelievably, a whole business he had set up and was earning money from. She had no idea about the business or all the money he was earning from it. Jesus. That's so scary that people could just
have double lives.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a story after this about someone I know.
Ooh. I asked for the investigators' details and requested that they pull together anything and everything they can find out about my husband. The investigators spent a week digging online and came back with me to a report that changed my life forever. I got a call from the investigator warning me that my husband's report would be very difficult to read and that I should open it in a private time when I'd be able to process it fully. Since I've received it, I have been barely able to eat, sleep, and properly take care of the kids or speak to him. And yet he is so absent-minded he doesn't even realize something is wrong. Whew. It turns out my husband for over 10 years has been, 1, having an affair with a woman 15 years his junior. 2, financing this woman's lifestyle and her failed business venture. 3, attending sex parties with her where they have sex with other partners. 4, posting in revolting online sex forums, including pictures of his genitals and details about his addiction to porn and escorts to his creepy online friends. 5, based on the posts online, he has clearly been spending thousands on escorts as far back as 7 years ago. I have no idea where to go from here. I don't know what to do. I have no idea how to confront him about this or if I should see a lawyer first. I have the obvious decision to simply divorce, but our children are 9 and 7. I have loved him since we first met 14 years ago, and I know I have a place in his heart too, in spite of these actions. If he is truly an addict, then maybe there is a way to get through this if he agrees to treatment. What do you mean treatment? I'm addicted to porn and sex. Can you help me?
I'm sure there's a rehab for
There
it.
probably is. There's this men with chastity belts on. I'm a complete mess, and I can't talk about this to anyone in person just yet. Any advice you have for me would be really greatly appreciated. There's just some commenters saying to go see a lawyer, do not confront him.
That seems to be the trend whenever someone finds out they're cheating.
Yeah, see a lawyer. Well, especially because of this guy's
marriage, yeah, hopefully.
And this guy's making all the money.
Well, I saw on TikTok this week that somebody signed a prenup with invisible ink.
What?
So they signed it, but the ink goes away after I don't know, a day or something. And then he ended up cheating on her, and when they went to go look at the prenup, she didn't sign it.
Queen.
Yeah, literally. That's so fucking smart.
That is so smart.
But also, maybe you shouldn't marry someone if you
are that suspicious.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is an update from February 3rd of this year. Firstly, I'd just like to thank every single one of you who has commented to leave me advice or message me private. I took a lot of advice on board, especially legally speaking, and this has been proven to be a great benefit. I apologize for my long absence and lack of lack of replies. I hope the update below can explain it. I chose to wait until after New Year's as I did not want to rob the children of one last Christmas and New Year's holiday as a family. In the meantime, I researched solicitors and sought recommendations from trusted friends. Rather humiliatingly, I did, after much urging on this website, also schedule and go through with an STI test. It was horrifically embarrassing, but I'm relieved to say that it came out negative. Don't be embarrassed. I don't know how I could have coped if I had gotten me sick because of his revolting actions. He made my job incredibly easy by flying out for a work trip on the 2nd, and I immediately got the ball rolling. Met with the solicitor, packed up all of his belongings into 6 suitcases, had the locks changed, and spoke to the child psychologist to work out the best way to explain things to the kids, who are far too young to understand the full picture. Fast forward to a week later upon his return, I having made sure the kids were picked up by my mother after school, greeted him in the hallway, full of suitcases and divorce papers. I had printed out the report in full and started walking him through before he started breaking down in tears. It was a compulsion. He was unbelievably stressed. And that if I let him, he would have no choice but to marry the other woman. I had printed out the report in full and started walking him through it before he started breaking down in tears. It was a compulsion. He was unbelievably stressed. And that if I left him, he would have no choice but to marry the other woman, whereas he would end it immediately if I were to take him back. This last part was truly the nail in the coffin. I don't think he realized just how manipulative of a comment was to make. After hours of back and forth and his groveling, he gave up. He left at the bottom of the stairs in the entrance to our home with his suitcases, waiting for a cab to take him where God knows where. There still is a lengthy legal process ahead, and unfortunately, it turns out that him being unfaithful doesn't really impact how assets might be divided following the legal battle. However, I'm confident that my solicitor will get the outcome I need to keep the house and live independently. In terms of the children, I would rather not discuss them and keep it private, but it has been an incredibly difficult adjustment, and sometimes I do feel guilty. As for myself, I am completely heartbroken, and frankly, I don't ever hope to find love again. I just don't think I can quite trust like that again. Finally, I'd just like to add, while most comments have been loving and supportive, I did get a number of comments and private messages blaming me for my soon-to-be ex-husband's behavior, claiming I did not give him significant sexual attention and that I shouldn't complain because he provided me with a certain lifestyle.
Incels.
Right. Firstly, these comments are awful and portray a repulsive worldview with regards to sex, intimacy, and marriage. Secondly, our ailing sex life was not my doing and was, at times, and criticism I myself had for our relationship, not the other way around. Thirdly, just because someone provides you with a lifestyle doesn't entitle them to treat you like you're nothing. With no respect, no honesty. I would have hoped all would have been aware of that. But there is a new fucking update
Should we chat a little about before we do the update?
Yeah.
So this reminds me, when I was in hair school.
Oh yeah, I want to know this.
When I was in hair school, we took clients, and I had this woman who came to me every 4 weeks to get her roots done and a haircut. She was awesome. I really liked her. In the course of me doing her hair, she found out that her dad, this woman's probably 40. Her dad had been doing that, had a whole second family in a different country. And she was telling me about it. Her and her siblings were all adults, and he had an 8-year-old kid with another woman in a different country because he would go away on business. It's way more common than you would think.
How do men have the time?
Because they're away from their family.
How do men find that fucking time and energy to do this?
They're just too fucking confident.
That is so much work. That is so much work to hide it, to do it, to have two families, to have the kids, and...
Pigs.
All right, there's a new update on February 20th, which was just a few weeks ago. I never imagined that a single Reddit post would change my life in such a profound way. To everyone who commented, messages, and supported me, thank you. Your advice, encouragement, and even tough love gave me clarity and strength I desperately needed. I am really sorry if I appear to have ignored some of your comments and DMs. I just want to thank you all and leave this final update. I will check and try to respond to messages and comments as much as I can. In the weeks following my last update, I have been navigating a completely new reality. The legal process is still ongoing, and while my solicitor has warned me that things could get complicated, I'm standing my ground. I want a clean break, financial security for my children, and a future where I am no longer tethered to a man who deceived me in every way imaginable. The fact that his infidelity does not significantly impact the division of assets is a bitter pill to swallow, but I will not allow it to deter me from seeking what is fair. Thankfully, some aspects of his actions that the investigator uncovered will impact his case negatively. Emotionally, this has been one of the hardest things I've ever endured. The betrayal still cuts deep, and some nights I find myself questioning everything. I repeatedly keep going back over our years together, trying to pinpoint where I missed the signs, where I ignored my instincts. The truth is, I may never fully understand why he did what he did, but I have finally come to accept that his actions were never a reflection of my self-worth. I was not lacking. I was not failing. He was. Since our separation, my soon-to-be ex-husband has fluctuated between remorseful and completely delusional. One day he's begging for another chance, promising me to change, telling me that he will attend therapy and fight for our family. The next, he is enraged that I have ruined his life and has taken away the stability that he had had with our children. He has tried to paint himself as the victim, conveniently glossing over the years of deceit and betrayal.
You took that all away, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Actions have consequences.
Right, in case you didn't know. At one point, he suggested that we could remain partners, but live separate lives. His way of trying to have his cake and eat it too. The most frustrating part has been when he makes an argument that this was a mental health issue or an addiction issue. Actually, it is 100% an entitlement issue. I have a lot of supportive people on here to thank. They made that very clear to me. The manipulation has been exhausting, as it usually is. He has reached out to mutual friends, attempting to garner sympathy and twisting the narrative. I have had to set firm boundaries and remind myself that I owe him nothing. The man I thought I knew is gone, and I have never really truly has existed at all. His behavior in the past few weeks has only reinforced my decision to walk away for good. For those wondering about co-parenting, it is a work in progress. I won't share too much for privacy reasons, but he's currently on supervised visits while we establish a longer-term agreement. The children are adjusting as best as they can. I'm doing everything in the power to keep their lives as stable as possible. They are my focus now, and their well-being is my only priority. As for myself, I am healing, slowly but surely. I have reconnected with old friends, thrown myself into activities that bring me joy, and even started to look toward the future with something resembling hope. I won't lie, trusting again feels impossible right now. Love, at least the kind I believed in, feels distant and a naive concept. But I also know that I am stronger than I ever thought I was, and that gives me faith that I will rebuild in time in my own way. I would have never imagined getting through this when I first had made my post. Here I am on either end of it, still standing. To those who find themselves in similar situations, please trust your instincts. Do not gaslight yourself into ignoring the signs. If you don't have 100% certainty, find a way of getting it like I did. Either try to gather evidence yourself or hire a PI like I did. And most importantly, remember that betrayal does not define you. How you rise from it does. This is my final update. I'm closing this chapter in my life for good. Thank you all truly for being a part of my journey. It made me want to cry.
Yeah. Well, you have like a similar story.
Yeah, I do. I really
have rise from the ashes, baby.
I'm getting emotional. I mean, not really, but like I could feel my eyes swelling a little bit at the end there.
Good for OP. I hope she has a great life. The other thing she said, like the visitation with the kids. So her husband seems like an unstable psychopath. Yeah. Have you ever seen those shows? I don't know what the fuck the show is. Basically, like a parent, they'll get divorced, and then a parent will take the kids to another country and disappear forever.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy. There's a TV show on it. I've got to find it. But
That's crazy.
It's like really fucking sad. And then these parents spend so much time searching for their children that were literally kidnapped by the other parent.
Oh my God.
He seems just unhinged enough to do something like that.
And the comments are, as you would assume, like, how fucking dare him, the audacity of men, but to not only have this is my whole thing. This is what I'm saying, how do men find the time? Because not only do you have a girlfriend
for his family.
Yeah, not only do you have a girlfriend and a wife, but you're also escorts and sex party.
Ugh.
Where do you have the energy? And this man's 40-something. I barely have energy and I'm 32.
I wish upon him erectile dysfunction.
Oh, there's pills for that, though.
And
you need, like...
I hope that the pills...
I wish for him castration.
Yeah. I wish him a chastity belt that he can't take off.
Ever again. I just don't get it. How do men have the stamina, the will to do that? I am such a lazy person. Like, I could never imagine, even if I was the horniest motherfucker on earth, I could never imagine. I just don't get it. They make fleshlights for a reason, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Seriously. And people telling her, like, she didn't satisfy him enough. Fuck off, bro.
Literal incels. They've never touched a woman in their life. Ooh, makes me so angry.
Or, like, pick-me women.
Oh, I hate the pick-me's.
All right, on to the next one. This is also coming from Best of Redditor Updates. AITA for taking my friend to court after she kicked me out of the bridal party for cutting my hair.
Oh, this was one of mine.
Oh.
You could read it, though, and then I could read one of yours.
Well, I feel bad. Do you want to read it?
No, it's fine.
Okay. So there's a trigger warning for this one. Body shaming and exploitation. This one is from April 19th, 2021. My best friend is getting married this June, and I am one of the bridesmaids. Her bridesmaids trip is set for the end of May in Chicago. We will be driving there, and it's over 4 days. However, I don't want to attend the trip anymore. We have booked the Airbnb, which is $176 per person, and I paid my portion. Her demands from us for a wedding have gotten out of hand. Her wedding is just over 3 days, and the 3 different bridesmaids' dresses have cost me over $700, and it costs $200 to get them altered. My makeup for the weekend is $225 per person, and I haven't even gotten my shoes or jewelry. Not to mention, she is requiring us to have certain hairstyles, which would require hair extensions, which would cost me at least $200. Financially, this is becoming too much. I know I agreed to be her bridesmaid, and I will fulfill my duties during the wedding. However, going to Chicago and spending all that money is something I am no longer willing or able to do. I won't be asking back my portion of the Airbnb because that was my contribution I made willingly. I have not yet told her that I won't be going to Chicago, but am I the asshole for not going? Up until now, I have attended and participated in every way as a bridesmaid and been there when she needs me, but this trip is too much. So that was the first part of the story. Voted not the asshole. Somebody commented that they wanted more info. Did you talk to her about it becoming a financial burden to you? And if so, did she try to accommodate you for the costs? OP said, I have talked to her about the change in my financial situation, mostly because of the job and also unexpected health costs for a health condition. She did help me with the dress alterations by sending me $50, so that made my contribution $200. Every help counts, and I deeply appreciate it. However, it still doesn't change that Chicago is a stretch for me. Yeah, I mean, it's fucking expensive to be in a wedding.
Yeah.
It's so expensive. And I feel like it can get out of hand. Like, I've heard stories of just, like, it's crazy. Like, I was in my friend's wedding, and just dress, makeup, and hair was like at least $500. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, I've been in a few, but like that one I didn't really do anything else. Like, I didn't go to the bachelor party or bridal shower because I was working, but yeah, just was $500, which is fucking
and the bridal shower, which the bridesmaids have to throw, and then the bachelor party, which crazy. The bridesmaids have to throw.
And like taking time off work, which is like your hard-earned time off work. And then you need,
some bridesmaids are still required to bring like a gift or like money or something. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh my God.
I'm sorry, I've never given a gift if
you're the bridesmaid,
money, yeah.
I wouldn't expect you to.
I literally can't afford it.
Like, my presence is your gift for all the shit that I did for you.
This is an update, August 13th, 2021, so a few months later. For my friend's 3-day wedding, I had to buy 3 different dresses, including alterations and specific shoes, which totaled over $700. She also wanted a specific hairstyle for each day. Unfortunately, starting in March, my hair started to deteriorate due to health reasons. My hair was falling out in chunks, and in May, I made the difficult decision to cut my hair. I told the bride about my decision 2 weeks before the wedding, and she didn't say anything bad. The following week, she came over to my house, and when she was about to leave, she brought up that she was concerned about my haircut, and I told her it would look good even though it wouldn't be uniform with the other bridesmaids. The following day, I received this message.
Oh, no.
After our recent conversations, I'd like to remind you of my boundaries. I've been very accommodating and graceful, but I can't allow you to disrespect me. As you know, my wedding has been something I've dreamt of for years. Husband and I have invested a lot of money into the video and photos of this day, and as we reflect on this day in the future, we want to see our visions reflected in the memories. Since I have asked each of you to be a bridesmaid in 2019, I've been very clear and communicative in my request. The timing of your decision to cut your hair and not income in advance is very upsetting to me. I would have felt respected if you had communicated it with me more than a week prior to the wedding, so we could have worked together to find a collaborative solution. Your inconsistencies have concerned me. While I sympathize with your health concerns, I'm not willing to compromise my vision to accommodate you or anybody else. When you have informed me in advance, we could have found a better solution. Since this is something you can no longer fully commit to, I need you to please step down from participating in my wedding. Okay, like I said in a past episode, you asked your fucking friends to be in your wedding because they're your friends. You don't ask them to change themselves.
They're not props for your wedding day.
Also, she can't fucking help her health condition, huh?
What
Do you
is
think a girl wants to cut their hair off when they don't have to?
Right.
She didn't do it to piss you off, fucking Bridezilla. Okay. This was 3 days before the wedding. I immediately sent her and her husband an invoice asking them to reimburse me for the dress and shoes. Keeping in mind that one of the dresses is still in her possession even though I paid for it. Neither of them replied, and so I decided to take it to court. Queen. I was told that I was inconsistent and selfish after I spent the past 2 weeks helping her plan the wedding shower. I worked with another bridesmaid to surprise her with a bridal shower after our bachelorette trip had to be canceled. I spent hours helping her out with other wedding details. When she asked me to help her tone up before the wedding, I sent her a personalized workout program and even went with her to the gym to show her the ropes. When I agreed to be her bridesmaid, I was more than willing to oblige with what she asked, even if at times it was a lot of money. So am I the asshole for taking her to court because she kicked me out of the wedding for cutting my hair?
Girl, is that even a question?
I don't know if it, like, personally, I don't even know, maybe small claims court? Would it be worth getting a lawyer and going to court over that money?
Yeah, it'd be small claims court probably, but
it's around $1,000. I mean, I'm sure everything else costs a lot of money.
It might just be for the principal too.
Yeah, and like a big fuck you to that bride. The relevant comments are, I'm very sorry about your health situation going on, OP. Not the asshole. This is not how a friend would treat another friend, and supposedly a valued one at that, since she asked you to be her bridesmaid. I'm so sorry you found out this way that this woman is not your friend. OP responded and said, that's honestly what sucks the most. I thought our friendship was deeper than that. The fact that she was at the house the night before for just 3 hours, hanging out, talking, and helping her with wedding stuff just to receive this the next day. I know for sure I don't want her in my life, but that doesn't negate that she's someone I loved, cared for, and all the memories of our friendship. Yeah, losing a friend is like almost worse than like going through a breakup.
Yeah, it is like a breakup.
Yeah, it is like a breakup. Also, I love how OP's Bridezilla friend tried to give her like the therapist treatment. Like, you're crossing a boundary. Like, please,
what boundary?
Girly pop, please. Wait, what did she say? I'd like to remind you of my boundaries. I've been very accommodating and graceful. Go fuck yourself. If you are that good of friends, you know your fucking friend's financial situation and probably health situation, more than likely. So stop being fucking selfish. God damn. May 6th, 2022, 1 year later update.
Oh, here we go.
This has been a long time coming. I've had a lot of people reach out to me asking what the results of the case have been. Unfortunately, I can no longer post comments on my previous posts as well. I figured I would wait until everything was done to update you all at once. In December of 2021, I got the notification that our court date would be set for February 7th, 2022. It would be virtual since it's small claims. We would represent ourselves. I began gathering my evidence and created a virtual file which I shared with the court and her 7 days before the hearing. On the day she did show up, we were given the chance to settle, but that was unsuccessful. When we returned to the hearing, I found out that she had also made a virtual file with evidence, but that was never shared with me. The court then made her share it, and what a surprise I had. She had copied my entire format for presenting evidence. Keep in mind that this is a format I created. She did not even have the decency or brain cells to make something up herself. I'm not surprised. The hearing proceeded, and we were both given a chance to share our side. I won't go into detail, but it took probably 10 to 15 minutes. In my state, they do not give you the verdict right away, and it can take up to 90 days. And so, I waited, and waited, and waited, and waited. Then yesterday, May 5th, almost 90 days after I got the verdict, I won. She had been ordered to pay me the total of $808.94 for the dresses and shoes. I have to return the 2 dresses and shoes I have to her. The verdict goes into effect May 30th. I don't see her appealing it, or fingers crossed she doesn't. All in all, I'm very happy with the outcome and so ready to close this chapter. Thank you to everyone who has been so invested with me in this. I hope this was the season finale that you were looking forward to. P.S. My hair and my health are doing much better. My 3 bald spots are growing again, and I couldn't be happier. Okay, now that I've had more time to process this situation, oh my god, I love my friend so fucking much. Like, why wouldn't you just offer to fucking buy her a wig or something? Or tell her, it's fine, I don't give a shit, I love you.
Because like I said to you earlier when we were talking about this, a lot of women see their bridesmaids as props in their wedding. They're props in their pictures and shit. They're props. They're taking the humanity and the years of friendship, and they don't see that anymore. They see, what are you gonna look like in my pictures? What are you gonna look like in my video? You have to be perfect. You have to look like this because I, as a bride, need to go back and see you as props.
I don't know. I can't even wrap my head around the point.
Imagine giving a shit that much about something so little. Imagine giving a shit. Like, I don't get it. I've been married. It wasn't that fucking serious. I let people do whatever the fuck they wanted.
Yeah.
I didn't care what their makeup looked like. I didn't care. Well, obviously, I was just like, guys, just don't be like fucking crazy. Like, yeah. I didn't expect any of them to be, though. I didn't have to even warn them to be like.
Well, yeah, we also had a professional makeup artist.
Some people didn't. Some people did their own makeup, and I didn't even fucking care.
Some people meaning that one person?
Yes, that one person. The only person.
The only person we don't talk to from the wedding.
Yeah, but...
And she probably didn't fill in her eyebrows. What? Shade.
But they had all different colors of hair. I think that person had pink hair at my wedding. I didn't care.
All right, so some of the relevant comments... You'll probably not see this, but just in case, in your original post you said, honestly, that's a big reason I'm taking her to court. I want her to explain herself because I never got anything besides gaslighting and being called inconsistent and disrespectful. I want to see what ridiculous reasoning she'd come up with. So did she give any explanation? OP, nope. It was still gaslighting and being called inconsistent and disrespectful. She never gave a proper explanation. The next comment was, thanks for sharing. I'm so glad you got your money back and your health has improved. What type of evidence did bride bring forward for her case? Just to go off of that a little bit, I almost wonder if the stress of the wedding had anything to do with her health.
Probably.
Stress can, you could have a health condition and stress can make it worse.
Girl, I had shingles.
Like a week before your wedding.
To TMI, everyone listening, I am chronically, contagious to chickenpox, and I don't know why. I had chickenpox vaccine when I was a kid. I had chickenpox. I had the vaccine when I was a baby. Got chickenpox when I was 2 or 3 or something. Got chickenpox again when I was 16. And then got shingles a week before my wedding. Got shingles again when I was going through a divorce. I don't know if I just chickenpox. But yeah, but that's why. It's stress inducing. The shingles, the stress lowers your immune system.
Mm-hmm. So OP responded to that comment. I talked to a lawyer friend of mine who said I should show that I never broke any contract or terms for being a bridesmaid, i.e. I was never inconsistent, didn't show up to events, etc., and evidence of purchases. All the receipts for dresses, shoes, and alterations. 2, conversations between me and the bride dating back to March 2021, showing that I mentioned my hair problems. 3, proof that she never said if I couldn't do the hairstyles, I wouldn't be in the wedding. 4, proof of being there for almost all the events, including planning and holding multiple ones. That's a basic rundown of the categories, I would say. Then they said, but what did she have in her evidence file? So curious. OP said, it was so stupid. She had screenshots of our messages after I responded to her kicking me out. She also included screenshots of a reporter who reached out to her regarding my first Reddit post. How do they know it's her? And then screenshots showing me wearing a wig for my birthday, almost 3 months after the wedding, which was actually a birthday gift for my sister. The screenshots of my birthday were weird because she had me blocked on Instagram. Oh, and she also included screenshots of my Instagram story and Twitter because I was sharing this story as it was happening. Not sure what she thought the evidence would do because I have every right to post to my social media what I want. Yeah, that's crazy. Weddings are stressful. All right, next story.
Yeah, fuck that bitch, by the way. Are you ready?
Give it to me.
Okay. This one's coming from Am I the Asshole from 5 months ago. And I do want to read the username because I think it's funny. It's coming from Marty Bitch Tits from Am I the Asshole? And it's titled, Am I titled for suggesting that my hookup went to see a doctor about her vagina? And it's not safe for work.
Why'd you say, am I titled?
Am I titled?
You said, am I titled for suggesting that instead of am I the asshole? That's so funny. We'll keep it in.
Yeah, we'll just leave that in. It's not safe for work, so everyone listening to this at work has to close out.
Close your eyes.
I really don't think I've done anything wrong here, but I'll give you a little backstory. I've been getting together with this girl on and off for about 10 years. That's a situationship.
Somebody does not want to settle.
That's a situationship that may that love never find me. While we were starting off our latest tryst the other night, I'm sure a million people will correct us.
Yeah, guys, what is tryst?
What is PIV? I'm just kidding, please be not. I was talking to Nikki about that on Friday, and she was like, I was like, girl, like, be for fucking real. Like, just say, like, to the Redditor comment, like, just say, like, penetration. I'm sure if it was anal, you would have said anal. And she's like, you don't get it. These Redditors are very...
Yeah. But also, man, I think it was, like, almost like LOL. Like, we really should have known what it meant. Because so many people messaged us.
PIV?
Yeah. Pivotal sex.
Pivotal. Anyway, while we were starting our latest tryst the other night, we were doing some foreplay, and I was feeling around down there, and I noticed some concerning lumps. The lumps were pretty far inside her, and I was concerned that she... What the fuck? Like, how deep is these? His whole fucking forearm in there? And I was concerned that she wouldn't have naturally gone in that far herself with her own fingers. My mind made a mental note to mention it to her when we were finished. So while we were talking after, I mentioned to her what I had felt and said to her that she should get checked out. She said that just because we were together occasionally, it doesn't give me the right to talk about that stuff. I think she was also assuming I was calling her unclean or something, which is absolutely not the case. In fact, it's the complete opposite. I was just worried for her health, especially after having recently lost her mother to cancer in a very similar circumstance. So I said to her that it's better to be safe than sorry, but this didn't go down as well as I thought it would have. I admit it was a very blunt thing to say right after sex, but I didn't know how else to bring it up. Am I the asshole? But there is edit for some details. 1, yes, she knows talking about cancer. 2, yes, she knows about my mother. His mother just died to cancer, not her. She knows about my mother. She was at the funeral. Yes, we use protection. We always do. I have messaged her and explained my feelings on the matter. Mostly, I just said that there was no judgment on my part and that it was only my mother's experience, that I had to make sure she was aware of the lumps. She hasn't told me if she's been to the doctor or has previously known about the lumps, because why the hell would she? Her medical treatments are none of my damn business. She's still upset with me. I messaged her yesterday asking if we could talk. She pretty much blew me off. Hopefully she has a think about it and realizes it came from a place of concern. I could have waited till breakfast, yes. I was more invested in the woman's perspective with regards to replies in this post. The lumps were small, about half the size of a pea, and hard. They were not the cervix. I know her body very well, and this was not something that was there before. Thanks for the comments. There's another edit. I'm Scottish, not American. I've never fingered my mom, alive or dead. What the fuck? She was at my mom's funeral because she knew my mother quite well, as did 500 plus other people that were at her funeral. It happens when you live in a small town. We both had relationships outside of hooking up, but there has never been a conversation between us about getting together for real. We just phone each other now and again. when we're horny or bored. But that's as far as it goes. I'm happy with that. I think she is too. The conversation happened about 20 minutes after we finished. We were engaging in pillow talk.
I don't know. I don't feel like he's the asshole.
No, I think he's looking out for her.
I think
at first when I was reading it, I was like, he's the asshole. But
I could imagine getting like offended because it's like
embarrassing.
Yeah. Not that it has to be embarrassing, but like when it's coming from you, you would be embarrassed.
I would be embarrassed if Edwin was down there and he was like, I feel lumps.
I feel something smaller than peas and hard inside of you.
Elbow deep inside of me. What's this, babe?
I wonder if she does like go like to her yearly lady routine visit.
Oh my God. So the top comment is, my boyfriend back in 1993 found a lump under my right breast. I was 19. I wasn't looking for that. Turned out to be a cyst, but what if it wasn't? He told me after sex, you did the right thing, OP.
Yeah, I agree. I have kind of a funny lump story.
I love lump stories. Please continue.
So, oh God, this was like 10 years ago. I was hooking up with this guy. If Martha is listening, she knows. It's when we lived together. And I don't know. For some reason, I was like looking at my throat that day and I was like sticking my tongue out really far. And there was these bumps, like uniform bumps on the back of my tongue, like a U, like the back of your tongue. Mm-hmm. Thought I had fucking like an STD.
Oh, I have something funny to say.
And I was like, oh my God. I was like basically crying. I was like, Martha, look. And I was looking and she was like, I don't know what that is. Like, she's like, I can't really see it. So I go to work the next day. I'm like talking to my friend Jana all day. I'm freaking the fuck out. I think I like ended up texting the guy and was like, do you have anything? Because like I have these lumps in the back of my throat. And he was like, no. I ended up going to urgent care. I had them look at my throat and they said, oh, that's just part of your tongue.
Okay, cool.
Which was very relieving, but I also had shitty health insurance and probably spent $100 at the fucking urgent care.
That's just part of your tongue, $100. I have a similar story. My first boyfriend, I was fucking 16 years old, and we hooked up for the first time in my life. We hooked up, and my tonsils got huge, like fucking golf balls, both of them. And someone I knew at the time was going through something with an STD, and they had similar symptoms. Their tonsils were huge, and I was like, oh my God. So I went to my mom. I was hysterical. I was like, Mom, I have something to tell you. And the way I presented it makes me cringe to this fucking day. Because my mom is like so cool.
Yeah.
I could have just explained it to her and she would have been like, okay. But for some reason, I said, Mom, I performed oral sex.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I said I performed oral sex on blank. And my tonsils, that's why my tonsils are big. What if it's like syphilis? What if it's like gonorrhea of the throat? What if it's... And she's like, Amanda, they tested you for all of that. It's not that. And I was like, oh. But to this day, I don't know why I said I performed oral sex. Why did I say that? Oh my God, that makes me cringe to this day.
Wait, how far... Because she said they tested you for all that. Did you hook up with him, then go to the gyno, then like a week later?
No, they must have, when they took my blood and stuff, must have tested it for.
Oh, they like took your blood in between?
Yeah, because they were huge. I had to get my tonsils removed.
Oh, okay. So your mom already knew about the tonsils and you went to the doctor.
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh, let's talk about how painful getting your tonsils out. Don't get your tonsils out if you don't have to.
They actually won't do it unless like you're gonna die anymore. They don't do it. If you get your tonsils out, the older you are, the worse it is.
I was in 5th grade and I'm still traumatized.
It was bad. 16. I literally, it was worse. It was I had a whiteboard to communicate because it hurt to talk. And then you would sleep, but I would sleep with my mouth open, so it would get so dry. I'd wake up, my mouth would be so dry, but it hurt to drink. Oh my God, it was fucking terrible. For 6 months, it was like torture.
Did you have a humidifier? I swear by humidifiers.
But my mom also had a pellet stove.
Oh, God.
It was the driest. I'd walk into the room and be like, so fucking dry.
So I had mine out in 5th grade, and I remember I missed 7 solid days of school. I don't remember, it wasn't a good year. It was 2001, guys. But
something happened that year. I can't remember.
Yeah, some event, some tragedy. I remember waking up in the hospital, and I had my adenoids and tonsils removed because I couldn't too. So I would snore really bad. I couldn't breathe, and I woke up and there was this dry blood under my fingernails because I had been picking my nose because I go in with hooks and just take your adenoids out. And then I threw up. I just puked blood.
Throwing up after your tonsils?
And it was just blood.
Ugh.
And they're like, you can have all the ice cream you want.
That's a lie. They told me I couldn't.
They trick you. Everything in life is a fucking trick.
They say you can't eat. Because they said to me that you can't have ice cream because of the phlegm that you get in your throat. You know when you eat a lot of dairy?
Oh, yeah.
All the dairy you eat.
I mean, I do eat cheese.
Yeah, but you're not drinking milk and eating ice cream. But when you have dairy, you get phlegm in your throat. So they're actually popsicles. And I was like, what the fuck?
Well, you can't even eat the popsicles because everything hurts to swallow.
Hurts so bad.
And then you have to wait so long to perform oral sex again.
Oh my God. Anyway, OP, you're not the asshole. I think you did the right thing. It could be something concerning. Everyone's agreeing not the asshole, but someone said, I'm something of a gynecologist myself.
That's really funny.
Edwin, I feel like it's normal. Maybe it's a little uncomfortable because you're not dating, but you guys have known each other for 10 years.
You've been fucking for a while. Also, what did they say about they would be in relationships, or they've just had
They've hooked out outside of relationships, they said.
Oh, okay.
My ex told me he felt a bump in me on his tip when we would have sex.
It was her fucking...
Went to the doctor and I had a cyst in my ovary.
I was gonna say, was it her birth control?
Must have been big.
Can't you get cysts that are so big that it looks like you're pregnant?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's scary. Yeah, OP, not the asshole. You did the right thing. Yeah, you did the right thing. You're a good guy. Mm-hmm. Maybe. I don't know why you're not in a relationship. It's a little... Maybe it's what you both want.
Jeez, Amanda, judgmental.
Yeah, I am a judgmental bitch.
We listen and we judge.
Yes, that's me.
So, kind of going along with Amanda's story, I watched this movie, spoiler alert. It's called We Live in a Time, and it has Florence Pugh.
Love her.
And Andrew Garfield.
Love him.
Yeah, which they are great together. They're both great actors. I love looking at them. They're both pretty.
Yeah.
And, well, Florence Pugh, I think I'm saying her last name wrong, but in my brain, she has, the perfect fucking body. She's just, everything's adorable on her.
Because she's just, a normal body.
Yeah.
That you would just see, but,
not supermodel, but she's tiny and everything looks cute on her. I feel like she can really pull off, a baby doll dress, and I never could. But anyways, so, actually, my friend Molly owns a vintage shop, and there's this fucking dress. She says that everyone gravitates to this dress, and it's so fucking cute. And I'm like, I wish I was skinny and I could fit in this. Anyways, I digress. So in the movie, spoiler alerts for this movie, go forward a minute or two. Everyone says that this movie makes them cry. But I feel like I'm a broken person and I have a weird perspective on everything because I did not cry. I was just this is fucking stupid. The movie was good and it was cool how they filmed it. There was maybe 3 or 4 different timelines and they'd go back and forth every 10 minutes. I definitely recommend you watch it. Hello? But so basically they start dating and he had just gotten a divorce because he wanted kids and his wife didn't. And she had just gotten out of a relationship because her partner wanted kids and she didn't. So they get together. She doesn't want kids. He does. And it comes up early in their relationship. And he's like, I just don't want to go through this whole relationship again. And then this needs to be talked about because I need to know. So I don't, because I'm about to fall in love with you. Anyways, so a month later, she finds out she has cervical cancer. And the option is completely get rid of everything, full hysterectomy. There's a good chance it will never come back. Or only remove part and she can still get pregnant and have a kid. There's a chance it can come back. But she ends up going in remission the first time. She decides to keep part of it. So then she's like, I want to have a kid with you. And they start IVF and all this stuff and they have a kid. The kid's like 5. Her cancer comes back. I just can't help but think, if you just didn't have a fucking kid and weren't so fixated on having a fucking legacy, it wouldn't have taken her life because she ends up dying at the end. But then this fucking 5-year-old doesn't have a mom. And
yeah.
What's wrong with adopting? I don't understand.
What is wrong with adopting. I don't get it. Listen, I don't get it either. I don't know.
I know the issue with adopting. Oh, it's not my kid. Girl.
And I get it could be like expensive, but those are for people that like
IVF and shit is expensive.
Those are for people. The adopting that's for people that like want it from like, I want this type of. They're like building their baby. They're like, oh, they're not shopping adopting. For a baby.
You mean like?
Maybe thinking of surrogacy.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of fancy mechanisms.
Surrogacy word. Surrogates.
Yeah, surrogacy. You're right. There's actually a billboard. My one job when I have to drive down the highway, I pass a sign every day. It's a big billboard and it says $70,000 for surrogacy, for surrogate. Yeah, but you have to be pregnant by. I'd rather jump off.
So wait, before we continue to the next story, another side note. I looked into selling my eggs before.
Oh, me too, girl.
The questions are so fucking weird. They ask you like a million questions about. One of them was, do you have tattoos?
Oh, because if you have a tattoo within a year, I don't think you can give blood either. It's something.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, what are they scared the baby's gonna come out fucking tatted?
Probably something to do with blood. But yeah, they do. I think you can't do it after 32.
Yeah, they can't do it if you're fat either. I was like, what the fuck?
You have to have like a certain IQ.
Fuck off.
For me. I wanted to fucking donate my eggs. Back when I talked to my mom, she was like, just promise me you'll never do that. Promise me? You don't even know how to be a mom, woman. Fuck off.
Why does it matter?
I don't know. We are getting way.
I know. We gotta
yapping. This is gonna be a 2-hour episode.
Let's
also, guys,
back in.
Let us know like if you give a shit if we get off topic. We have to cater to you, our fans.
Yeah, tell us. Give us tips. Like, do you like the yapping in between, or should we literally just read stories and shut the fuck up?
Just give our opinion.
We still have 2 stories.
I know.
Oh my God.
This is crazy. This next story is coming from AITAH. It is titled, I kissed my brother and now my fiance wants to break up with me since he finds it weird. AITAH. Throwaway because I find this embarrassing to post, but my head is a mess right now and I need some assurance that I'm quote unquote normal. I, 25 female, and my brother, 17 male, have been close since childhood. It wouldn't be a lie to say that our main love language is physical touch. Sweet home Alabama. I see him as my baby. He's adorable and such a sweet kid. We hug, cuddles, and he also relies on me a lot emotionally. Now comes my fiance, 29 male. We've been together for 3 years and he knows I'm close with my brother. I moved in with my fiance last year, so I don't even get to meet my brother that often. So every time I meet with him, I hug. My fiance always made some passing remarks like, whoa there, or you guys sure are close. I just roll my eyes since I thought he was joking back then. But 5 days back, it was my mom's birthday, and it's been 4 months since I saw my family in real life. Aside from video calls, as we live in different cities, it was a small party with relatives, and I was happy to be there. We're planning to stay for the night and leave the next morning. At night, my fiance and I were up watching movies when my brother knocked and came inside and asked if we could talk. My fiance gave me a side eye, but I got up and followed him. I asked him what was wrong. He said he missed me and that he's been having a hard time in school since he struggles with his studies. He's a smart kid. He's at the top of his school, unlike me, and I knew he always had stress issues. He also mentioned that his friends were being very rude to him in one way or the other, and that made him cry while talking about it. So obviously I was consoling him. We talked for around 1 hour before I hugged him and said everything will be fine. And this is when my fiance walked in and asked, "Are you guys done?" He sounded upset. He could have phrased that a little better, but after a few more minutes, I got up, gave my brother a kiss on the cheek, and told him we could continue to talk tomorrow. But once I got inside the room with my fiance, I think hell broke loose. He started telling me how gross I was for kissing my own brother. He said that he was upset that I have hugged, cuddled, and had my brother lay on my lap before on other occasions, but now kissing was the final coffin. He said that I prioritize my brother more than I do for him, which is not true at all. I hardly see my brother ever since I moved out. He also said that I'm not seeing my brother as family and that our relationship is not normal. He literally told me, you guys are in love and is having an affair, and that he hates me, and that he hates how much we touch each other since it comes off sexual. I am aware a lot of siblings don't do physical touch, but it doesn't say anywhere doing it is wrong.
What?
Incest is illegal.
It doesn't say anywhere. Oh my god.
I don't understand what is sexual about this. Please help me understand. This made me feel so awful, so I told him that my then father, separated now, was really abusive to my mom and my brother and I as kids, which often makes me feel like I should protect him and that's all there is to it. But he didn't even let me explain before he just left the room. The next day, he called his mom and said he wanted to break it off with me. I talked to her myself, and she said I should stay away from my brother. If the marriage has to happen, it could affect my fiancé mentally, as he is a single child, so he wouldn't understand how siblings feel. She said that it's better for both of us. Now I'm so conflicted that I don't understand what I did wrong. I never felt like I did anything to warrant a breakup. I love my brother and I love my fiancé too. I knew my fiancé always made backhanded remarks about my brother before, but never crossed my mind that he took it so seriously until that day. Please, am I the asshole? Am I really acting weird with my brother? If I am, please tell me what I can do to not be like this that wouldn't hurt my brother in the process too. Many thoughts about this story.
How old's the brother? Does it say?
17, and brother's 17, she's 25. So there's a 8-year age gap. Yes, I had to count because I didn't know if it was 7 or 8.
Well, like, I don't think.
So kissing on the cheek, that's not
normal.
Weird. That's normal. Hugs are normal. But then she said, like, he would, like, lay on her lap and cuddle. That's a little fucking weird. Maybe if he was, like, if she was 10 and he was 3, that's normal. But they're, like, adults. He's almost an adult. He's 17. So I definitely don't think she's the asshole.
No.
I think fiance is slightly validated, but
the way he went about it was he could have just had a conversation like, you guys, like, makes me a little uncomfy.
Yeah, he could have, like I said, everyone's an adult. He could have been an adult about the conversation. Mm-hmm. And I think kissing your brother on the cheek is not weird at all. But I think that was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back for OP's fiance. Yeah. So we definitely should have gone about it different. And now seeing, like, how OP's fiance is an only child.
Yeah, he probably doesn't get it.
Yeah, only child syndrome is a real thing. So he definitely doesn't get what it's like to have a sibling, and his mom's kind of being a fucking weirdo about it.
Yeah, break it off with your brother. Girl.
Yeah, your blood brother that clearly you've had, you know, you guys had an abusive dad that might have made you closer, or a guy you've been with for 3 years. Clearly your fucking sibling is more important. It seems like a mommy's boy. Like, the mom's like, stop talking to your brother if you want this marriage to work. Bye. Red flag, baby girl. Run away. Run away.
Come on, step bro.
So the top comment is, fiance is making an issue where there is none because he's so threatened by you interacting with another male. Never mind that the male is a minor and your blood relative. He accused you of incest and pedophilia for kissing your brother on the cheek. What the fuck? Please don't marry him. He's possessive, jealousy controlling, and unhinged. You're going to have a miserable, isolated life if you do, not the asshole, which I agree. I still do feel like it's weird to fucking cuddle your sibling and have them lay in your lap. That is a little fucking weird, but...
But she said, I didn't see anything wrong with it. There's nothing wrong. I looked it up.
Oh, yeah.
The way you just looked at me and I was like, what? And then I processed what you said and I was like, oh...
I mean, I'm just being an asshole. That's not really incest. It's just, you know.
It's just funny that she said I didn't see anything wrong.
More comfortable with things than others.
I'm very affectionate and I love physical touch and thank you. And I'm always up everyone's ass. Like, with Megan, my friend Megan, she always laughs about it, but I always like shove, like I have to be touching her, like when we hang out, like I shove my like feet under her like ass, like where she sits, like I just.
Yeah, Amanda's foot is like under my foot, not right now, but the other times we film, because we're sitting on the couch so close, and I'm like, stop touching me.
I know.
That's what Colin will like, either like shake his foot, and I feel bad, but it drives me insane. Or he'll like rub my back or something, but it's just like small, like up, down, up, like an inch. Oh. I'm like, oh my God, you're driving me nuts. Please stop. Because it's just like such a small section.
Yeah, stop doing it small.
Out. Well, yeah, OP, you're not the asshole. I understand where your fiance is coming from, but if this is how he handles confrontation or being uncomfortable with something, bye. Not worth it. All right, passing the torch. That should be our transition phrase, passing the torch.
This one's coming from Am I Wrong? But then it's titled, Am I the Asshole? For leaving my girlfriend at a hotel hundreds of miles from her home after learning what she did. My girlfriend and I were in a relationship for 4 years. We're both juniors in high school.
Sometimes I feel weird reading these stories because the people aren't like legal yet. But it's your choice to put on Reddit, I guess.
We're both juniors in high school. I really loved her. She was my first girlfriend. I think like they were juniors in high school.
Oh.
I hope. 4 years, juniors in high school? What, even dating since middle school? Anyway, it was my first girlfriend, first kiss, first everything. Last weekend, my sister, who's graduated college, asked me if my girlfriend and I wanted to come on a road trip on Friday to spend the weekend at a nice hotel by the beach. She and her friend were going on a trip. My sister said she would book the extra room for my girlfriend and me. My sister and I have always been very close, and she always gives me money and gifts, but I didn't expect this level of generosity from her. I told my sister sure. My girlfriend and I were very excited about it. About spending the weekend at a romantic hotel by the beach. My sister, her friend, my girlfriend, and I left for the hotel Friday evening, and we reached the hotel at midnight. My girlfriend and I had a great Friday night and Saturday at the hotel, but Sunday morning I got a text from one of my girlfriend's friends about my girlfriend cheating on me. I didn't really believe it at all, but when I asked my girlfriend about it, my girlfriend looked very sad and started crying. She said it was only one-time thing at some party, and they made out, but nothing happened. I hate that. We made out, but nothing happened.
That's cheating,
honey. That is. She was crying a lot and swore on her mother's grave that's all that happened. I didn't know how to feel. I felt extremely numb because I thought my girlfriend loved me a lot. I didn't even feel anger. I just felt shocked and sad. My sister asked me what happened at breakfast. I guess I couldn't hide my facial reactions. I told her what happened, and as I was saying, I broke down in tears. My sister was very supportive and said I didn't deserve what happened. The issue is we were going to leave in a couple of hours. My sister told me we were going to leave my girlfriend at the hotel, and she can call her parents or friends to pick her up. I asked my sister if it was safe for my girlfriend because we were really far away from home. It was like a 7-hour drive. My sister then asked me if I really wanted to be in the car for 7 hours with my girlfriend, and I realized I didn't. When I got back to the room, I told my girlfriend we're leaving her here and to call her parents or friends. My girlfriend said a lot of things I don't really remember because she was packing up quickly. When it came time to check out, my girlfriend said that she was really scared, but at that point, I didn't really care. I told her just to sit in the lobby until someone comes to pick her up. I also told her to never talk to me, and I blocked her shortly after that. When she missed school the following Monday and Tuesday, admittedly a little bit nervous. But I finally saw her at school on Wednesday. She seemed like a wreck, but I really didn't care. I was just happy she was safe. Am I the asshole for leaving her stranded?
OP didn't leave her stranded. The sister, who was responsible for the minors, left her stranded 7 hours from home.
So that is fucked up. So they are high school kids.
Is that like illegal?
What age is a junior in high school? Because if they're under 18, I hope the police were called.
Yeah, seriously. That sister thinks she's like a big baddie for protecting her brother, but she's gonna fucking get in trouble.
OP and his sister are majorly wrong. Yeah.
You wanna know what my thoughts were when she made out with another guy? I was like, oh, OP's girlfriend had a little too much jungle juice at a high school party.
It says a commenter says your sister is incredibly the asshole. Wildly inappropriate for an adult to abandon a minor when they were responsible for it in another state. leaning between not the asshole to you're an asshole for you because you are also assertedly a minor who was in a lot of emotional distress. It would make sense you would follow what the adult organizing the trip to do.
Yeah, honestly, that's how I feel. He could have, like, told his sister, like, I don't feel comfortable with this. She wasn't in school Monday or Tuesday. Okay, so make sure she's okay.
Right,
huh?
like, text her. Like, I get that she cheated on you. She's a piece of... I mean, I shouldn't say she's a piece of shit. She's a fucking minor. I get you're hurt, but, like, if she's not in school Monday, Tuesday, I'd be fucking freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
I'm
like,
crashing
if
out.
something... like, okay, imagine if she tried to hitchhike home.
Right.
And she got kidnapped. Your sister's going to jail, bro.
I'm crashing out if I leave my boyfriend stranded and then they're not in school for the
nowhere
next
to
2
be
days.
found for like over 48 hours. I wonder if OP has any more comments or updates.
Probably
Oh,
not.
he didn't comment on anything. That's crazy.
Yeah, your sister's an asshole. You're just a kid. We can't really comment on what you're saying.
One of the comments, 100%, we don't abandon children hours and hours from help. Also, the sister is a horrible example of how to handle a tough situation. This was an overreaction to the extreme. If that girl had gone missing, the sister would be responsible. Totally wrong.
And I hate cheaters. Like, you guys know how strongly I feel about this, but this is crazy. They're kids.
They're really kids.
If I was the adult organizing this, I'd say, suck it up. It's going to be an awkward 7-hour car drive home.
Yeah, you sit in the front, she sits in the back. Don't fucking talk to each other. Well, that concludes today's stories. This is going to be a really long episode. We didn't even talk that much in the beginning.
I think we did.
We talked like our normal 20 minutes.
Well, we love to yap.
We do. This is called Yapville for a reason. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Like,
follow
comment,
us.
subscribe, hit that bell.
Hit that bell, guys. Give us a review. And, guys, can you please share with a friend? Pass Yapville around like an STD you don't want.
Like lumps in a vagina.
Yeah, pass us around, guys. But anyways, thank you for listening. We love you. And we will see you next Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Bye.
Mwah.